If you always wanted to play Open Arms by Journey but weren't sure you could, this tutorial is for you. I'll break everything down step by step using a simplified arrangement that's easy to learn while still sounding like the song you know and love. Here's middle C for reference. And we're learning the accompaniment in the original key of D, which has F sharp and C sharp. Here's a preview of the intro. If you find this key too high to sing, I'm considering releasing the sheet music in lower keys for those who prefer. Comment below so I know there's demand. We'll cover the left hand first. Our first chord is D major, where we'll play D, A, and D. And we'll play this twice. Next we have C sharp, A, and C sharp for A over C sharp. Then we have B, G, and B for G over B. Again, that's D major, A over C sharp, and G over B. Now, the right hand plays the melody line with A, E, F sharp, D, A, E, C sharp, and D. Let's play that again. This song is 3/4 time, which means we have 3 beats for each measure, and a quarter note gets 1 beat. The song has this slow, sweeping, waltz-like feel. So we'll count 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. Notice emphasis on the 1, the first beat. So with hands together, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Continuing on with our last chord, we had B, G, and B on our left hand. We'll move our G down to F sharp while keeping the other notes the same. So we have B, F sharp, and B for B minor 7 chord. Next is A, F sharp, and A for F sharp minor over A. So that's B minor 7 and F sharp minor over A. On our right hand, we'll play F sharp, A, and D together, followed by C sharp, D, C sharp, A, F sharp, and B. Let's try that again. With hands together, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. As we play B on the left, we'll play G, D, G, B on the left, D, G, A, G, D on the right, and B, G on the left. So this is basically an arpeggiated G major chord, going from the bottom to the top and back down. This section may feel challenging at first, so practice it slowly until it feels solid, then gradually build up the speed. You can also make the F sharp, A, and D chords sound even richer by gently rolling the notes on your right hand like this. So here's the entire intro. We're in luck because we already learned most of the verse section. Just play what we learned for the intro 1 octave lower and with a slight change at the end. At the end, play a G major using the same octaves as the intro, like this. You Notice I've used different fingering as before. You don't need to follow me as long as you're playing the same notes. So the verse section is this. And this chord progression is played twice for each verse section. For the pre-chorus section, we have E minor with E on the left. Then we have B for B minor 7. C sharp for a passing chord, A over C sharp. D for D major. C sharp for A over C sharp. And G for G major. Again, that's E minor, B minor 7, A over C sharp, D, A over C sharp again, and G. While playing E on the left for E minor, we have G, B, and E on the right. While playing B for B minor 7 on the left, we have F sharp, A, and D on the right. For A over C sharp, we have E, A, and C sharp on the right. For D major, we have F sharp, A, and D on the right. We're going to play on each quarter beat like so. Next is A over C sharp, which is the same inversion we learned earlier. Then we have G major with D, G, and B on the right. Let's play that again. From here, we'll keep on playing G on the left hand for the next 4 chords. Then, moving on our right hand, we'll play E, A, and C sharp for A over G. Next, we'll move our right hand up again and play the root position of G. Then we move our hand up again and play A, C sharp, and E for A over G. So as you play these last 4 chords, slowly increase the volume of the chords. Notice how the last 4 chords create a natural build-up and a sense of anticipation that leads perfectly into the chorus. I recommend adding this rhythm to the left hand. And now we arrive at the chorus. We'll go over the left hand first. We have D for D major, F sharp for F sharp minor 7, G for G add 9, and C for C9 chord. So that's D major, F sharp minor 7, G add 9, and C9. While playing D for D major, we have D, F sharp, and A on the right. Keeping the highest note, we'll play C sharp and E on the right for F sharp minor 7. Still keeping the highest note, we'll play B and D on our right for G add 9. So just the right hand, we have this. Next, while playing C on your left hand, we have G, B flat, and D on the right for C9. So the entire course sounds like this. And we'll play this chord progression twice. After the first chorus, we have our turnaround, which basically is the intro. For the second pre-chorus, I recommend adding some variation with this rhythm. We'll play E, F sharp before playing our F sharp minor 7 chord. So that's E, F sharp, and F sharp minor 7. So it sounds like this. We'll play this slowly. Notice that for C9, my right hand is basically playing a G minor chord. While playing C on the left hand, you can move through the different inversions of G minor chord like so to create more movement, dynamics, and a stronger sense of climax. A simple G minor chord. And here's a preview of the outro, which I really like because it mirrors the intro but with its own unique twist. On the right hand, we'll play the first part of the intro. We'll play that again. Then we have A, E, F sharp, D, C, B flat, and D major chord root position, and play the same chord 1 octave higher. On the left hand, we have D, A, D, and we'll play this twice. Then we have C, A, C, and we'll repeat that as well. Next is B, F sharp, and B, C, G, and C, and then D, A, and D. With hands together, we have this. For our last chord, you can arpeggiate the D major chord like so. So the last part sounds like this.